Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. My name is Harlequin Murray, and I am your co-host this evening, and super excited to have you all here. For those of you who are new here tonight and new to the team, welcome. We're excited to have you. Just get to know us, and we would love to get to know you as well. But for those of you who have not been on one of our Zooms before, I am going to introduce you to Miss Ellen Winn, who's our team leader. She's my enroller, and pretty much everybody that is on this is on Ellen's team, unless you happen to know that you're not. And we've invited some people from DAC to join us. Who don't have active uplines or who want to just learn what she has to say, because she's got some good knowledge. But anyways, for those of you who don't know who Ellen is, she a little bit of her background. She grew up in Dallas, Georgia, on a very large farm there, just outside of Atlanta. And whenever she got out of school, she went to work in the restaurant industry, worked there for many years, worked her way up. She was at the end there, she was with Domino's, working as a district director and a trainer for them. Then she decided, you know what, I've had enough of corporate life, and she opened up a couple of restaurants herself, a couple of pizza restaurants that were independent. And so she knows what it's like to be a traditional business owner. She still has some other businesses right now as well. But anyways, she was introduced to network marketing about 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that now, and has been very involved in that as well. That's how I actually met her. Whenever I first met her, she was my team leader there, and she was actually the national training director for the entire company. So she's got a strong training background. She was running a training center here in the Atlanta area, and has been doing that for a long time. But we are fortunate to have her as a leader. She is the highest ranking agent out in the field, so she's got a lot of experience. She's been with DAC for 5 years now. I've been with the company for 4. And without further ado, Miss Ellen Winn, you want to go ahead and take it away?
Hey, Harlequin, I will. Thank you very much. And wow, what an exciting time to be a part of DAC. Yep, it's been over 20 years since I found this industry, and over 5 since I found DAC. But that was the true blessing to be able to find DAC. Harlequin, I appreciate that introduction. Those of you that are on Harlequin's team, you know what a great leader she is. We're all blessed to have her as part of the Team Winn Zoom. So appreciate what you do for the team every week. And as Harlequin said, most of you that are on here are on my team, but I'll say this, not everyone that's on my team is on here. So I wish the numbers were much bigger than they are, and hopefully we'll start seeing that soon. I don't know, it's disappointing that not only team Zooms, but the corporate Zooms, when we have so many good things going on in DAC, it's disappointing to see the numbers sometimes on our live Zooms. And just encourage all of you guys, if you're coming and showing up, bring somebody else on your team with you. And if you're not building a team, reach out to someone else in the organization that you see here and invite them to join. I don't even care if you bring people that aren't part of this organization. We've got a few visitors that come in, but I know when the numbers are growing on corporate Zooms and the team Zooms, it creates an energy in the Zoom room, and people want to see what's going on, what's all the excitement. So it's real important that you show up and participate. I'm going to get us kicked off in screen share mode like I do every week, and go through our top recruiters and a new DAC 1 in the team. So let's get kicked off with that. Harlequin, are you seeing my screen? Awesome. Okay, DAC, we'll talk about how we're fueling the American dream through providing a world-class business opportunity and also providing world-class services to small business owners and soon to be consumers. Well, we already have a consumer product with DAC Protect, but tomorrow we're going live with our DAC Healthcare, and we've got some other consumer services coming on board. So I just think an all-out world-class opportunity in general. And we also will pay you a huge incentive if you want to attract other agency entrepreneurs, other like-minded individuals who would like to take what DAC has to market and get paid to build a long-term residual income. So with that said, I want to go into the team growth for the week of 7/24 through 7/30. We had same number of agents recruiting as we did the previous week, which was 29 agents had at least one new agent recruit with a total of 34 new agents. Last week, we had a higher number of all total new agents, but I'm glad to see 29 people had at least one new recruit. And if you're not on in that group of having at least one new recruit, I challenge you to have at least one new recruit next week, okay? And mark that down as one of your goals that you want to set for the week, is that you're going to find one new recruit. We're going to provide you a live business opportunity tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail here in just a few minutes. But let's talk about our top recruiters, the ones that made it to the recruiting leaderboard with 2 or more recruits to be named by name. In first place, we had Fresh Start Satellite LLC with 3 new agent recruits. Congratulations, Fresh Start. In second place, we had a 3-way tie with Equilease One, Lynn Foley, and Precious Rhymes, each with 2 new agent recruits. So congratulations to all of you that made the leaderboard. And again, if you're not on the leaderboard by name and you don't have a recruit, I challenge you to do that. Bring one person in next week. But if you're not on the leaderboard and making those numbers, but you're having conversations, congratulations, you're at least taking a step towards having a new recruit and building a team. All right, so we're going to go through bonus plan rank advancements. Give me 1 second. Get a little water in me. I went for a swim and then took my dog for a walk before we started the Zoom. So I needed a little bit more water than what I consumed earlier. All right, so bonus plan rank advancements. And this week I've got a screenshot of where to find this particular part of the compensation plan. It's page 5 in the compensation document, okay? So we're gonna talk about the first 3 ranks and the rank advancement there. These first 3 ranks are achieved by you personally acquiring new bonus clients, DAC 1, DAC 2, and DAC 4 right there, okay? What are bonus clients? Well, at the top of the sheet, it said these are paid on business fundings, ERCs, and other services that pay an upfront bonus payout or a one-time bonus payout. And then everything that we have that pays a bonus payout, it also pays residually, because residual revenue goes into the compensation plan. So you can actually get paid twice on the same client, get paid on the funding with the bonus, and then get paid again on the residual side of that client. Which of the products are bonus qualified or that pay a bonus, and how does that work? What is the bonus qualification on it? Well, that's on page 13 of the compensation plan, where it breaks out business services, those that pay a one-time bonus revenue, okay? So as you move through these levels on your own production, getting personal clients, this positions you to earn overrides if you're building a team. If you're not building a team and you hit DAC 1, DAC 2, DAC 4, there's really no benefit to you compensation wise. So if you're out there getting personal customers and hitting those ranks, I'd consider building a team, because if you bring in a team that starts producing and getting clients like you are, then you'll earn an override. So this week, I want to congratulate Vernasia Jones. Sorry about the name. Vernasia hit DAC 1 with a new funded client with over $1,000 in residual revenue. So what does that mean? It was actually over $10,000 funding. Now, Vernasia is positioned to earn a 10% match on anybody in her team that is not under another DAC 1 or higher. What would that mean dollar wise? Well, if she had an agent in her team make $1,000 commission, she would get a 10% match of $100 override on that. So that's where moving through the levels really helps you build a long-term income. Now, everybody gets started building their own team, building their own agency here. You can be a solopreneur or you can build an agency. And that's what I chose to do, where I got started recruiting and building a team long before I ever got my first funding client. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to go through the 3 ways that you can earn bonuses. We really have 7 different ways that you get paid. And if you add up all the additional ways with the additional getting amped up, the bump up bonuses, the car bonuses, all the big packages and the incentives that you can earn, there are 18 different ways you can get paid in this compensation plan, but 7 basic ways. And 3 of them are when you personally enroll someone, you can earn an enroller bonus and an income match up to 50% of what they make. You can also earn leadership bonus overrides, as Vernasia just hit DAC 1, which is a leadership override position, right? You can earn up to 50% as you're moving through the ranks in the leadership bonus plan. And then you can also qualify for permanent coded groups when you hit area director and above. And then the 3rd way that I want to talk about real quick is the residual part of our compensation plan, where you get paid on 7 compressed levels and can earn up to 30% income match on the personal residual commissions of your extended agency network. And then we've also got the bump up bonus where you can earn an extra an extra 25%. As long as you hit at least 1,000 in personal residual revenue. 1,000 optimum goal is at least 2,000 in residual revenue, but that's a conversation on another night going into those details, okay? But when you're building your agency individually, or if you're building a team, that team building structure really helps create long-term income where you could earn an income match of 10 to 50% as long as you're qualified by getting customers, right? You personally having customers. If you're not qualified and you're not getting customers, then you could earn 0, no matter how big your team is and no matter how much production they're doing. If you're not personally qualified with your own personal clients, then you're not going to earn anything on that team. And another thing on the payout, on that 7-level payout, you don't even have to be moving through the funding plan. You don't have to go to DAC 1, DAC 2, DAC 4 to be eligible to earn on the residual side of the compensation plan. So we have a beautiful, beautiful compensation plan. And those of you like myself who really understand it should be getting after it and plan on being here to win. I know I am. And that's one of the reasons that I always attend live meetings, and you should too. I know as we attend meetings, people get on and they go, well, it's the same thing. I've heard it before. I've heard it 10 times before. Or David said the same thing last time, or Ellen said the same thing last time. Look, repetition is the mother of learning. I'll say it again. Repetition is the mother of learning. Okay. The more times you see something and the more times you hear something, the more ingrained it becomes in your brain. And the more ingrained something becomes, the easier it is to pull down a response when you're approached with a question or have something in the business that you're puzzled with. You're going, wait a minute, I heard that. And then you know where to reference back to find the right answer, right? Without having to reach out to someone. So you want to be attending our live meetings. And speaking of live meetings, tomorrow is first Tuesday of the month, which means we have 2 very special presentations tomorrow night. First up at 8 o'clock, we have the David Allen Capital Business Opportunity Overview. And this is not only for guests. Yes, you need to bring guests to the presentation, but it's for you to come listen in and get a full understanding of what's going on in our business. And also, again, the more times you see and hear the presentation, the more prepared you are. If you ever wanted to sit down and do a one-on-one with someone or answer someone's questions, you know the answers because you've seen the presentation. I can tell you tomorrow's presentation is going to be different than any we've had, because tomorrow night we are launching healthcare. I signed up for the DAC healthcare program today. I did an enrollment one-on-one with one of their consultants, and we spent about 30 minutes together on a Zoom. I really could have signed up in a lot less time than that, but I had some questions, and I'm one of those inquiring minds. I like knowing the details so that I can answer your questions, right? But I'm super excited about the plan that I signed up for. I got their advanced plan where it has a $50 urgent care copay, a $50 x-ray copay, a $200 MRI copay, a $10 lab copay. Man, it's in all of the preventative care is covered in 100%. It's got prescription drugs included for free on the generic drugs. And then I added a dental plan to that as well. So I've got much better coverage now than what I had that is ending today at midnight, because I canceled my prior coverage. Much better coverage. And when I look at what I'm replacing and another plan that I've been paying, I had an indemnity plan that I've been paying in addition to what I had. Between those two plans, I'm going to be saving money with the new ClearShare plan that we're rolling out tomorrow night. So super excited about that. So a little bit more on attending live meetings. Not only do every one of you need to be on the business opportunity and the healthcare, but if you have a team, if you've ever signed anybody up in DAC, you need to reach out to them and say, hey, we've got a new program launching tonight or tomorrow night, and whatever time you're reaching out to them. And I just wanted to make sure you're aware that really good things are happening in DAC. Sometimes it takes that personal touch for you to pick up the phone and send them a text or send them a phone call, but not an email, right? People don't read emails, but they do read text messages. So send them a text and say, hey, we haven't talked in a while, or maybe you've never introduced yourself to them. Just let them know that you're their enroller and you want to make sure that they're aware of a new program that's launching with David Allen Capital, and send them the login information. That's going to be at daczoom.com starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Every meeting that is posted by corporate and my meetings as well, we talk about Eastern time. We're all on the East Coast. Our corporate office is in Michigan. Our funding office is in Greenville, South Carolina. And I'm here in Atlanta or Dallas, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. We're all on the Eastern time zone. So when we post a meeting, that's the time zone that we're referencing, okay? But it's not only a great time to bring people in your team in, but again, if you know someone that is not happy with their job, or they're needing an extra income stream, or they're having a really tough time getting by, or they're in fear of losing a job, reach out to them and say, hey, are you open to making money outside of what you're currently doing? I've got something I'd like to share with you. It will only take you a few minutes to figure out if it's a good fit or not. And by the way, it may or may not be a good fit for you. Can you join us tomorrow night, right? That kind of questioning, giving them the option to attend and say, hey, it may or may not be a good fit. That gives them an out, not feeling pressured, and tell them it'll just take a few minutes to figure out if it's a fit. Because, you know, if you've seen our business presentation, it's going to go more than a few minutes, but most people will be able to make a decision in the first few minutes of that presentation, whether they want to stick around and listen to the whole picture, or whether they're going, yeah, no, I'm not interested, right? And then they tune it out and move on to the next thing. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the Zooms tomorrow. The next thing, be here to win. Get yourself qualified in the pay plan. Well, let's take a look at where you see the qualifications, okay? And this is in the compensation plan on page 8, This is the residual commission plan. And let me break it down on a qualified agent in the first 3 levels, and then that and above. Okay, so if you're sitting here tonight or you're watching this on replay and you don't have a customer, you've never had a customer, then you're just a number in the system. You're not a qualified agent. Okay, to be considered a qualified agent, you need to have 50 personal qualifying volume points. Okay, and that's as simple as having a couple of identity protect customers, the healthcare plan, all of these services are funding. Every service that we market adds up and can help qualify you in the compensation plan. If you get a funding, most likely it's going to be more than 50 personal qualifying volume, but you can have a lot of these smaller services and them combined will get you qualified in the comp plan, right? So 50 points makes you a qualified agent. And if you have a team, that also makes you eligible to earn on 3 levels deep in your organization, earn a 25% income match on the residual commissions that your team makes, right? Okay, the next level is team trainer. To get there, you have to have 100 personal qualifying volume points, and then you have to have some team activity where you have group residual, 250 qualifying volume points in your team with no more than 40% coming from any one leg. So 40% of 250 is 100, right? So you couldn't take 250 from one leg. It'd have to be 100. And then the other 150 could be split between 2 other legs, right? You don't need more than 3 legs, but I encourage you to have as many wide as you can. What is a leg? A leg is someone that you personally enrolled. They signed up directly through your ID number. Now that personally enrolled agent just started a new leg of your business. You may be like me and have quite a few legs that it's just one person, or you may have some legs that are a few people, and then you may have some legs that are a lot of people. Your organization is going to take on a life of its own, depending on the people that get involved with you. Okay. But that also adds, as a team trainer, you get paid on a 4th level in the organization. And then when you get to area trainer, you have to have 150 personal qualifying volume points, team production of 1,000, no more than 400 points from any one organization. And now that adds down all the way to 6 levels deep in your group. And then next thing, look at this. All the way across when you get to regional trainer and beyond, all you need is 200 personal qualifying volume points. If you've picked up on something that David talks about in the compensation plan, he says funded value or the qualifying points or the residual revenue that goes with the funding. He breaks it up. If you get 1,000 qualifying points or residual revenue points from a single funding, he doesn't dump all 1,000 in 1 month. He takes that 1,000 and divides it by 200. So he would spread that 1,000 points out over 5 months. So because 200 is the most you need in any one single month to be fully qualified to earn on your entire organization. Okay, so I wanted to touch on that and really just this kind of hone in on how important it is that you are getting customers and paying attention to this personal qualifying volume. Okay, to get yourself qualified as an agent and get qualified in the compensation plan. Okay, be here to win. The next thing, I touched on this last week. I want to do a real quick 2-minute run through on this for anyone who didn't see it. And that is to complete your game plan. Okay, and the game plan is not the document in the Agent Resource Center. It's actually in your back office. When you log into your back office, you want to click on the My Team link, and you want to click on that first little sub menu there that says Create a Personal Game Plan. And this is for you individually. It doesn't have anything to do with you building a team to get started with this. You can be brand new in DAC and complete a personal game plan. When you click on that, it's going to bring up a 12-minute video by our founder, David Rutz. You want to watch the video and take notes on the instructions and purpose of completing a game plan. And then once you complete watching the video, at the end, the create a game plan button is going to automatically populate there so that you can click on that button and it'll bring up an online digital version of the game plan. So you start answering questions, click continue, go on to the next page and so on. And once you've completed that game plan online, it's going to automatically email you and your enroller to say, it's going to give you a copy of it, and your enroller is going to get a copy of it by email as well. So now you got somebody that you can work with. If you're working with someone besides your enroller, an up team member, then you can always forward a copy of that to them and say, hey, I want to go through this, or just letting you know that I took that step. I'm serious and I wanted to get a game plan done because I really want my business to work here at DAC. All right, so that's the end of my slideshows. Want to open up here and see if we got any questions or comments. I see Eugene Clapp on here, man. It was so good getting to see you and Marcia in person, and getting a big bear hug from Eugene. We had the opportunity, thanks to Harlequin coordinating that. Eugene and his wife came to Atlanta last weekend, and we all got together. Some of you may have seen our picture on Facebook, but that was a lot of fun. That's one of the beautiful things about building this business, is getting to meet the people that you've been talking with on the phone or doing Zooms with over the months, or sometimes it's years before you actually meet someone in person. But we had that opportunity, and I look forward to having that opportunity again. All right, I've got James Doswell with a hand up. I'm going to ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight, James?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Okay, I'm gonna start this off. Okay, just with some pleasantness or whatever. But since we got all the parties here online, okay, I'm not saying that people are not truthful, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to know, okay, Eugene, did you really eat all of that piece of cake?
Hey, James, let me tell you what happened. This is what happened. I was eating all that cake, and my wife said, you don't want to eat it all, take a little bit of it home. So she actually put it in the box, and when I got back to the hotel, I ate the rest of it, but I was going to eat all of that cake. That's the biggest piece of cake I've ever had in my life. It was like a whole cake. But let me tell you something. It was good. If you ever get a chance to go to Marietta, Georgia, go to the Marietta Diner, y'all. It is really an experience.
Okay.
So, yeah,
great.
James, to answer your question, I did eat all that cake.
Okay. I got one more question. Okay, because I couldn't tell from the photo, but how many layers was that thing?
You know, that it was 3 layers, but it was so doggone thick, it looked like half a cake. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
But I can say something about that. If you look at the picture, Eugene's phone is sitting next to it.
Yeah.
And it's dwarfed by the piece of cake. But he and Marcia actually had a fight. She had to fight him to put the rest of it in the box, because he was determined that he was going to do it, and she's like, no, because you're going to complain that you're stuffed, and I don't want to have to deal with the complaints about it. So
It was good. And James, every dessert that they have there is huge like that.
All
yeah,
right.
they make their own desserts. They've got 7 different brand restaurants. Harlequin, is that what we counted?
Yeah.
They've got different themes. They've got a Mexican, Italian, and then the diner, all these different, and seafood, but they're all over the Atlanta market. And
but Ellen, you know,
amazing.
More important than that, yeah, we're laughing about the cake and the food was good, but I can tell the rest of you all who have not had an opportunity to actually meet Ellen and Harlequin in person, what you see on video is what you get when you meet them. It's a genuineness that they have, an authenticity, and the willingness to help and actually explain certain things. And yeah, we ate and we laughed, but we talked a little business too. And when you meet your leaders, and your leaders are approachable, like Ellen is and like Harlequin is, it reignites a fire up under you to go ahead and get after it again in case you've waned a little bit. So Ellen, I want to thank you for all that you do. Harlequin, I want to thank you for all that you do. And we'll be rolling back through Atlanta pretty doggone soon.
I love it. I love it. And it was great meeting you too. I appreciate those kind words, Eugene. Yeah, there's no facade here. It is what it is. And we're excited that we got the opportunity to meet you guys in person, because there's a different connection there when you have that opportunity. So I'm looking forward to you guys coming back through again, and maybe coming out to Dallas, Georgia, since you haven't been to Dallas, Georgia. You've only been to Texas. We'll have to set something up. Yep.
Yes, indeed. We surely will.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, James, did you have anything else, buddy?
No, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. And I've got Ray with a hand up. Hey, Ray, how are you doing? Can you unmute?
Hey, Ellen, how you doing?
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh, it's good. I just want to say I'll say hi to Eugene as well. But anyway, my question, and this was in reference to Wade Cordell's, if I'm saying his last name right, his funding training he did on Wednesday. And he mentioned about the state financial disclosure laws. What I wanted to know is, and I hadn't had a chance to go in my back office. I've been working, so I looked at a recording. So I wanted to know the disclosure laws that he discussed. Will that be in our back office as a reference for us to look at, just to, look at more of, to understand what each state, as far as the laws applies to?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Harlequin, you can check the Agent Resource Center. I doubt it. He may have added it, but I doubt it. And here's why. You don't have to be the expert, and you don't have to worry about those disclosure laws as long as you're following the DAC protocol, which is pick the client's interest. You can pre-qualify them, asking them, how much revenue are you doing? How much are you looking for? Are you operating through a business or a personal check account? And how long have you been in business? 4 or more months, right? You can ask some basic questions. And if they pass those basic questions, basic requirements, then say, great, we may have a solution for you, but I wouldn't be able to tell. We need to get you over to the underwriting team. And it starts with you going through our website, filling out a few questions about your business. And then that'll take you over to the correct lending partner. And then they'll be able to take a look at it, all of your documents, and determine whether we've got a fit and a solution for you or not. But if you're always following that, that's one of the reasons Wade covered that, was to put the fear of God in our agents out here that are not following our system and are trying to do things on their own, making you aware that those regulations are out there, and you could be getting yourself in hot water if you're not licensed and if you're not aware of those things. But again, if you're following the DAC system and just being that referral agent and passing them through the website, letting them fill out the application, then DAC and the Bank Breezy team and our Giggle team too, they're going to keep you out of hot water, because they're the ones that are actually handling the client's private information and all of that. And you're not in the middle of it to jeopardize violating any of those rules.
Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much just, keeping everything in compliance pretty much.
Yeah, you got it. And simple, really.
Okay, well, that was all I had, Ellen. Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Thanks for bringing that up. All right. Harlequin, is there anything in the chat that we need to talk about?
No, the only thing that I would add to what you were just saying is most of what Wade was talking about are those people who are doing fundings outside of DAC and are collecting data and information on their own. That's when you can run into some challenges. So if you're not collecting their bank statements and you're not giving out the offers, you don't need to worry about it if you're letting the Bank Breezy team do all of that work. But if you are doing it and you're working with other companies, which there are some people on the team who, they have been in that space for a while. So that's where those laws are coming into play. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
And to reiterate what David chimed in on with wage training was, look, if you're sending business out to other lenders and you're one of these that's handling documents, like Harlequin said, just don't bother sending any business to DAC. Don't send those client files to DAC, because if you've mishandled their information and violated some of those rules with a state, and then you send them over to DAC, it could sweep you in to a problem, but you'll avoid those problems and issues as long as you're not handling any documentation, sending them to DAC, and not trying to send them out to multiple lenders, which let me touch on that real quick, because we've seen deals shot down time and time again when agents who have good intentions, I'll say, and are really looking to get a client funded, but they're needing money themselves. They go out after sending them over to DAC, and then they send them out to several other lenders, really trying to figure out which one is going to get the client funded. In that scenario, we've had clients that got an offer from DAC. We had one several months back that was like a $200,000 offer. The client was getting ready to do a funding call, which is the final step of the underwriting process. And the lender that had made the offer withdrew it there in the funding call, because they saw that that business had been shopping all these other lenders, and they got cold feet thinking that, okay, this business owner is trying to stack loans, trying to borrow from us and borrow from other lenders at the same time, which would give them too much to pay back and possibly jeopardize their ability to pay us back. And the lender said, nope, they killed the deal in the end. So if you're marketing other lending products, only send stuff to DAC that qualifies here. I know Eugene was sharing with us some of the things that he's doing in a market that's totally outside of what DAC does. And I appreciate that. And he knows the client base to send out there, but he also knows what the parameters are with DAC lending program, right? And you wouldn't be sending those people for that bigger program to DAC and there unless they were just needing a little bit of money, right? So know your market and know the services that you have to offer, and don't cross up a DAC client with another lending program that is similar in the same neighborhood, because you may end up preventing that client from getting any money whatsoever. So, all right. All right. Any other questions, guys? We can make it a short night tonight, since tomorrow is a really big night. Again, please, please, please do yourself a favor. Go reach out to some people, invite them to be on the Zoom at 8 p.m., the business opportunity Zoom, but reach into your team if you've got an organization and rekindle some of those fires that were started a long time ago with people that saw an opportunity with DAC and maybe didn't even pursue it after they got signed up. We've got so many that never even opened their welcome letter. So you may have some of those in your team right now, and the healthcare launch tomorrow might be what awakens them to get them dialed in to paying attention to what we have going on here. So anything in closing there, Harlequin, that I've missed?
no, well, actually, the only thing I would say is Wade is going to be doing a training on Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So don't miss that. Those trainings have been phenomenal.
Yeah, they're great. And we've got the whole playlist now in the YouTube channel. So that gets sent out. I send out that link along with the replays, which I'll be sending this replay out shortly. So you'll have the leadership Zoom and this one in an email before the night is out. Okay, I got James with a hand up again. What you got, James?
Yeah, I think David said that, because Wade did chime in later on, I think he said that it's going to be on some key tips or something for prospecting Wednesday.
It is, yes. Thank you for that. You're being a good student and a good coach, bringing it to the team. So thank you. All right, guys. Well, I look forward to seeing your names on our team Zoom, or not our team Zoom, but our corporate Zooms tomorrow, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Go get some people and bring your team and bring some guests to both of those. It's going to be a great night. All right. We're going to have the healthcare team themselves the company that's providing that. They're going to be on hosting that along with David Rutz and answering questions. It's going to be good stuff. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed evening. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care. Good night.